Hello, everybody. Welcome to FDA Hunter's first live feed. My name is Mayor Wakneen. I'm the founder of FDAHunter.com. We will be live and ready to go very soon. I was in a couple of days or a week. But the information is too valuable. The information is too amazing. So what I would like to do is share for today a stock ENOB. If you haven't heard of it or seen it today, it went from the $4 range, 470s, to over $12. Now you want to ask yourself, how is that possible? How did that happen? Well, because of some FDA news. Now, what we specialize here is we look for stocks that have to do with FDA news, where they're moving, they're going crazy moves. This happens every couple days, sometimes to every single day for the week. Kind of depends, but usually there'll be some FDA news or positive results, things of that nature, where the stock will just jump ridiculous amount of numbers. It can even be a 20, 30% to over 300%. But it pretty much has to do with the news, where FDA is included or positive results. Anything like that will tend to spike a stock, and then there's a matter of how to play with it. So what I'd like to do on here is present the stock for today, which is ENOB. Kind of show you guys how it went over 200% today, how you could have benefited from it, and that's pretty much it. So again, this is my first time on a live YouTube feed. I'm not much of a tech guy. I actually believe in just doing things and learning as you go along. I've been trading stocks for over a year now, day trading, and I'm not really much of a social media person or person being out there and showing every single picture of my life. But I believe with what I'm doing here, this is something that can help a lot of people. This is something that can help you win consistently if you really know what you're doing, and if you can see the manipulation, the promotions, and kind of see how stocks are being moved based off of the news, chart patterns. Pretty much I've learned literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours from all the top traders in the world. And I have all the experience to really break these stocks down and hopefully educate a few people. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Wow, I actually said that. I see a lot of people saying that all the time in the video, so it's pretty cool that I'm actually live here on this channel. Pretty exciting. Anyways, so I'll go ahead and do a screen share. So bear with me for 1 second, but I'll go ahead and break this down quickly, show you guys how it went over 200% today and how you could have benefited from it, okay? So let's go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so as you guys can see here, pre-market, this is pre-market right here. ENOB was around the 470 range, okay? And it decides to all of a sudden go crazy. Now look at this craziness over here. You're talking literally from 479 pre-market to over $11, almost $12. If I zoom in here, these are, I believe, 1 minute candles. So imagine you would have just found out about the information right over here, or imagine you would have found out about the news right here, or even if you would have found out right here and you would have just jumped in. I mean, just jump right in. What would have happened? You would have gone up from the sixes or the fives or the low fives. You would have literally could have rode it all the way to 1180. If let's say you wanted to wait till market open, as you can see here, it hit a peak of 1290s, tried it a couple times, and then failed. Now, this is something that you guys will see a lot with news, with stocks that move up like crazy pre-market or market open or a couple hours after the market open. What you'll notice is something that I like to call over here. It was called a death drop, and you'll see this big red bar. Now, if you notice, this big red bar is bigger than the previous bars, bigger than the future bars. As you go later on in the day, towards the end of the day, you seem to see another death drop bar right here. You see this abnormal looking bar compared to everything else. Now, I don't know what that is, but what I've noticed is that consistently over time, I would say over 90-95% of the time, when you have a stock brand new out of nowhere, just going crazy like this, like kind of like I'm going crazy here on this, they're trying to figure this out here. But as you can see how crazy it went, usually what happens is when you see these big red bars, they'll go ahead and kill the momentum. Then you have a couple people still fighting, still trying to make it work, still trying to make it happen. They're buying in the middle of the day. They're thinking, oh my God, it might go back up to $12. Now, most of the time, it just doesn't happen. Because if we look at the news, let's go ahead and see what the heck happened to why this stock goes from $4 to over 250%. Why? What happened? And this, you'll notice, happens time and time again. It's been happening for years, for decades. I mean, I haven't been following it for decades, but from what I've learned and from the verified people out there and from all the stocks that I've studied, literally probably thousands of hours of seeing different charts, seeing news, what we call it in the day trading world is a catalyst. Usually you want to go with a stock. If you're going to bet on a stock to go long, you want to go with something most likely that has a catalyst. A catalyst. What is a catalyst? It could be positive news in terms of, for example, like we'll show you today, FDA news. It could be earnings, like positive earnings. It could be contract winners. If a company wins a big contract, if you're a small company, you win a big contract, that stock is going to move, okay, from the excitement, and then eventually it'll settle to some other average price. But usually from the excitement, the first day, it could be the first day, second day, just from the excitement and the craziness and the hype over the catalyst can bring a stock really high. And that's what you want to do. You want to get in, play it, get a quick 10, 15%, 5%, 50%, whatever it is. You want to go in and you want to get out and take your profits. And that's how day traders have been making a living for many, many years. A lot of them are not on YouTube and making videos and wearing bow ties and doing all that. A lot of people are literally just every single day, full-time day trading. And they go in and out, take little percentages, and live a nice life, okay? So we'll go ahead and get more into that. A few videos later, I'll show you guys kind of how I do it. But again, the goal here is to help educate a lot of people, show you guys what's up in the markets, who we're competing against, which I personally believe, this is serious manipulation. I mean, you got to be a big-time seller to go ahead and kill the momentum that big. So, there's people pushing it up, people pushing it down, but I don't care. We're just trying to play what's predictable. We're just trying to take a little bit of the move here and there, and that could amount to a lot of money. I mean, if you're averaging a 10, 15% move on $10,000 or $20,000, that adds up. $100,000, $1 million. That's what people are doing. They just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and they're making a lot of percentages consistently. Not looking for real home runs, but playing what's pretty predictable. So again, this is pretty much predictable every single time, where you'll see some kind of FDA news. They'll hype up the stock, people jumping in, taking profits. They get out, they kill the momentum with all their sales, and the stock doesn't come back near those highs many, many times over. So we'll go ahead and break this down, okay? Now, here we go. Let's see. What is the news today? What happened? Why did you go almost 300% Enob? Why? Well, what was so great? Look at here. Enochian or Enochian, I don't know how you say that. Biosciences announces FDA acceptance of pre-IND request for potential HIV cure. Now, look at what these guys did when they promoted it. It's amazing. It's pretty insane, but you see this happen time and time again. They're number one bringing in the FDA. Now, the word FDA is amazing, right? I mean, if you were to be FDA approved and, you have your product here on the shelf on the left side, and then on the right side, you have the same product without FDA approval. Who's going to go buy the same product? Who's going to pick what? They're going to pick the one that's FDA approved. It's kind of a no-brainer. I'm not, making this up. I'm not here from under a bridge just coming up with some random, information. We all know FDA news is amazing. If you get an FDA approval, which is what we specialize in at FDAHunter.com, more into that on another video. But if you can be FDA approved, that's a very big thing. Now, if you can pass certain, certain tests and certain levels of different parts in your business, in the biosciences businesses, such as positive results and things like that, and you can move on to the next levels, and the FDA is, accepting and approving and all these things, you'll always pretty much spike if you're doing well. Okay. Now, long story short, the promoters or the content writers or whatever you want to call it, in the title put FDA acceptance, and look at this, HIV cure. Oh my God, HIV cure! Like they just cured HIV. I mean, literally, that if you were no brainer and you just look at this article, what are you thinking right now? You're like, FDA HIV cure. Oh my God, let me just get in on this. Let's do this. Let me buy this. Let me get all excited and get crazy. We're going to be millionaires and billionaires. But the funny thing is when you look into the information here, I mean, usually you can see something is a little off. Again, this is not my advice. This is not like something guaranteed. This is just kind of an observation, some common sense. And that's kind of what I've used to make money on plays and to get out of the plays before they go down on me. Like why would you want to do that? Okay. So anyways, quickly, if you look over here, now all this excitement, over 105 million shares traded on a stock that does an average every 2 months, 2 million shares. So I don't know the real crazy math on that, but I would say 58,000, 100,000 shares a day or something like that. Again, I don't think I aced math class, but that's what calculators are for. So anyways, if you were to break that down, 60 days, 2 million shares in the average, that is what you're going to get. Now, today, out of nowhere, 105 million shares. Why? Because FDA and HIV cure. A cure. There is no cure. I'm sorry to say, guys. Really sorry to say. There is no cure right now. But if you look at this, you read a little deeper into this before you buy, depending where you buy, the request was based on the results of a 50-year-old man living with HIV who had failed to suppress the virus with antiviral therapy. Based on the results of a 54-year-old man. I mean, one guy. Now, I mean, my question, I'm not a specialist. Again, I don't know what's going on here, but like in general, like when you're testing something, aren't you supposed to test on like a little bit more than a person? So, you got some questions like that. You're wondering like, okay, look, one person, I mean, come on, you got to do a lot more people than that. So again, if you look at the little, little clues here, you don't think this might be a continual runner, do you? I mean, the other word that kind of threw me off here is request for potential. Potential. Guys, sorry to say, not really sorry to say, but a lot of companies out there are trying to cure HIV, I'm sure, and a lot of them have potential. But it does not mean that their stock needs to go up 300%. All right, guys? So sometimes you got to realize that this is just a hype. And again, it's okay to ride the hype, but just know that it's about to break down like crazy. It's about to go really down. So when you're riding the train, you don't know how much it might go up or down. Sometimes I like to give suggestions, on where I would go in and out since I've been doing this for a long time. Eventually, if you guys like the video here, if you could please subscribe, like, and what else? Subscribe, like, and hit the bell button, I believe. Wow, I've heard this like 1,000 times. This is amazing. I actually get to say this on live YouTube to you guys. So please like and share this and keep sharing this, because the more that you guys like this, maybe I might start doing a live video every day and show what I do, and you guys could just shadow me and follow my picks if you'd like. But on here, you're gonna see a lot of consistency on winning, a lot of consistency on playing what is predictable patterns. Okay, I'll break this down quickly right here. What you guys could have done with this today is very simple. What you could have done, pull it up here. So we have the stock ENOB. Let me go ahead and pull it up here quickly. I'll just show you how you could have made some good money on this today. Okay, so right here, the stock, for example, was at 479, right? It starts jumping out of nowhere, out of nowhere, out of nowhere. I mean, you could have literally jumped in anywhere over here, and you would have made that money. Okay, now at the market open, sometimes I like to wait. Like if a stock is going crazy pre-market, sometimes it's good to wait, and you kind of want to see if it will go above the high, the previous high. So you could have tried that. It obviously wouldn't have went through, so you wouldn't have really made any money here. But what you could have done is once you would have seen this red bar over here, you could have literally shorted it. Now, a lot of people don't like to talk about shorting, but I've personally made a lot of money consistently just shorting. Usually when you see a death drop like this, okay, a momentum killer, that's killing the momentum. So it usually will trend downward. Now, again, if I'm wrong and if somehow it bounces back up, what I'll do usually is I'll cover like around the top over here. So I would say from when this dropped around 1205, 1210, 1215, that's probably where I would, protect myself and get out. I'm not going to wait around and see if it goes another 300%. So you always want to have a risk level, or you could use this as a risk level. So you see it died down, it bounced back up to around 1117. You could have shorted it in the 11s right here, okay, and risked off of the 1117 mark because look, if it died down like this, somehow it bounced up for a little bit, like a bouncing ball. This is the most it could bounce, and it could barely go higher. Well, I would have just, managed my risk right around here and wrote it down nicely towards the end of the day, or maybe to the 9s, or taking off a little bit more. And then at the end of the day, what happens is the people realize in the middle of the day, a lot of people are dip buying in support over here, thinking it's support because they think it's just going to come back up again, but the hype is already over. So once you see this right here, I mean, look at that, $7, $7 to $11. I mean, you do the math. I think that's what, like 40, 50%. So you can have made 30, 40, 50% on the way up. If you just waited, if you just didn't get in right away, or you could have made also another 20, 30, 40%, 50% on the way down. A lot of people don't like to talk about that, but you'll see very common, mark my words, right here, the death drop, right here, death drop. You see this? You're done, okay? Well, that's it, I believe. I don't want to keep this going too long. I will try to make the videos a little bit shorter since I know a lot of us have very short attention spans and we just want to, figure this out and move on and make money. So I'll go ahead and try to make these videos a little bit shorter, but I want to thank you very much for watching my video today. I hope I did well. I hope I performed well. And if you guys have any questions, drop a message in the comment section. Go ahead and also email me, Mayor, M like Mary, E like Edward, IR Mayor at fdahunter.com. If you want to go ahead and get on the list for a pre-subscription, we're going to be giving $50 off monthly subscriptions. So if you want to get on that list, just go ahead and send me your information, and I'll put you on our list. And again, we'll go into more detail about that in the very near future. Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.